All right, so you send over some articles about this whole Elon Musk thing, right? Walking into a luxury car dealership dressed like he'd just come off the street. What a statement.
Yeah, it is quite a striking image. I mean, really, you got to think about it. A Beverly Hills dealership, talk about catering to the elite. He really set the stage there. You know what I mean?
Totally. I mean, it's almost like he's trying to disappear,
Yeah,
become invisible.
exactly. Like a social experiment, right?
Yeah.
He strips away the outward wealth and status to observe how people react just based on how he looks. It's like he's some kind of scientist out in the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's face it, I mean, we've all been there, right? Judge someone based on first impressions. You see someone's clothes or what kind of car they drive. It's human nature.
It is. But what's so interesting here is that Musk took that common experience and really turned it into something else. He wasn't just going with the flow, he was watching all those subtle cues. The little things that tell you so much,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
like body language or even just a look on someone's face.
And the articles go into detail about these early interactions, like how the receptionist barely looked at him, and salespeople would suddenly become busy when he was around, treated like he just didn't belong.
It really shows you how powerful first impressions are
Yeah.
and how fast we put people in these categories.
Right.
Think about it. You walk in, and in those first few moments, you see so much. Your brain just tries to make sense of it all by using what it already knows.
So you're saying we're not even aware of it half the time. We're already deciding what this person is like based on just a glance.
Exactly. And those snap judgments, they
Yeah.
have a real impact on how we treat people.
Right.
In this case, Musk's getting a front row seat to all of this, seeing how these biases play out in a place where image is everything.
Then there's this moment where he asks about this car,
Hmm.
right? A blue convertible, if I remember right. But instead of just answering him, the salesman basically tells him to go look at the used cars.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about a blow.
Yeah, and this is where it gets really interesting. It taps into this deep-seated bias about money and how people look. Like, we automatically connect expensive things with success, forgetting that someone's worth is way more than their stuff.
I get that. But can you say that salespeople are trained to focus on customers who are ready to buy, you know,
Huh.
for efficiency?
Sure, there's definitely something to that. Time is money, after all. But the way the salesman said it,
Yeah.
almost like he was writing Musk off right there, it hints at something more.
Yeah.
It shows this underlying assumption about Musk's finances just from how he's dressed.
It's almost like he was saying, look, you can't afford this. Let's not waste each other's time.
Exactly. And that's where implicit bias comes in.
Mm-hmm.
It's those unconscious stereotypes that affect us without us knowing it. It's like our autopilot for judging people, and it's often based on what society tells us.
So in this case, the salesman is basically thinking someone dressed like that couldn't possibly be interested in a luxury car, let alone afford it just because of his clothes.
Exactly. And it's hard to admit, but we all have these biases in some way, right?
Yeah.
They come from where we grew up, who we hang out with, even what we watch on TV. It all shapes how we see the world.
The irony is that this is Elon Musk. The guy could probably buy the whole dealership and not even notice. But in that moment, he's just another face in the crowd, judged by his clothes.
That's the whole point he's making.
Right.
By stripping everything away, he shows how crazy those snap judgments are. It makes us face this uncomfortable truth. We might miss out on great things just because we're so focused on how people look.
Makes you think, how often do we misjudge people based on those first few seconds?
Absolutely. And it goes way beyond business. These biases, they affect hiring, education, even healthcare.
All because we're making guesses about people from what they're wearing.
Pretty disheartening.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Being aware of this is the first step to change. By recognizing those biases, we can start to challenge them in ourselves and in the systems around us.
So while Musk is dealing with all this, he's also watching how they treat other customers right. The ones who are dressed up.
Absolutely. It's night and day.
Yeah.
The salespeople are all over them, offering drinks, having these conversations about the cars. It's the whole luxury treatment reserved for the people who fit the image. The ones the dealership wants to project.
It's like two different worlds.
Right.
And Musk's caught in between. Invisible to one and a curiosity to the other.
Yeah, and that contrast is really important to the experiment. It's not just about proving people treat you differently because of your clothes. It's about showing that clear divide between those who have privilege and those who don't.
Like the world works on this two-tiered system,
Exactly.
where how you look can be the key.
And it's a system that needs to change. We need to move past those surface level things and start recognizing the value in everyone, no matter how they look.
And that's where Jordan comes in, right? The young salesperson who treats Musk differently.
Exactly. That's the key encounter. It breaks the pattern we've seen so far. Jordan, they don't dismiss him. They don't treat him badly. They just talk to him normally, and you can see their passion for cars come through.
It's like a breath of fresh air in this whole atmosphere of judgment, you know?
Totally. And what's amazing is that Jordan is not doing this because they know who Musk is or how much money he has. They're treating him with the basic respect everyone deserves.
And Musk seems to really like talking with Jordan. It's not even just about the cars anymore.
Right. There's a connection there.
It's more than that.
Yeah. You see, this is where the experiment goes deeper. He's not just watching how they treat him because of his clothes. He's also trying to find the people who have the qualities he values, like integrity, passion, people who really care about what they do.
So he's looking for the people who look beyond the surface, who
Yeah.
connect with others no matter what.
Exactly. And it goes back to what we were saying about implicit bias. Those biases can lead to bad judgments, right? But there are people who can overcome them, who can see people for who they really are.
And Jordan seems to be one of those people. And after seeing Jordan interact with others, and now talking with them, Musk takes it up a notch. He asks, "What's the most expensive car you have here?"
Now, that question is brilliant.
Really?
Oh, yeah. On the surface, it's just a simple question, right? But underneath, it's strategic. He's not just testing Jordan's knowledge. He's setting up what's going to happen next.
You mean the reveal?
Exactly. It's subtle, but he's shifting the power dynamic, getting ready for the moment where he can show how shallow everyone else has been.
And then, boom, out comes that sleek black card. The Tesla Platinum card. Talk about a statement. You could probably hear a pin drop in that dealership.
It's more than just a credit card. It's a symbol, right?
Right.
A wealth of success, and it's held by the guy they just dismissed. That silence you talked about, that's assumptions breaking, biases being exposed.
What did Jordan do?
To their credit, they recovered pretty quick,
Hmm.
but you could see that flicker of recognition, that aha moment.
And they ask, "Wait, are you Elon Musk?"
Yeah, and that changes everything. The guy they treated like he was nothing turns out to be one of the most powerful people in the world. It's a classic power reversal. And it shows just how ridiculous those judgments were. The other salespeople, the ones who laughed or ignored him, they're just staring in disbelief.
I bet they were regretting that big
Well,
time.
I'm sure. It's human nature. You feel bad when you realize you were wrong about someone, especially when you might have missed out because of it.
And how does Musk react? Does he like rub it in their faces?
No, not at all. And that makes it even better. He doesn't need revenge. He uses that moment to make a point. He says, I'll take the E-class, and I'll pay for it right now.
Wow.
It's not just about the money. It's about using his position to show how shallow they were being.
Right.
He's showing that real wealth isn't just money. It's character. It's how you treat others.
But it wasn't just about buying a car either. Musk saw something in Jordan, something the others missed. And that's where it really turns. He offers Jordan a job at Tesla.
That says so much about Musk, about what he values. He's not giving Jordan a reward for being nice to him. He's giving them a chance because of their talent, their character.
He saw something the others didn't, and he's willing to invest in it.
It's a lesson for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Look beyond what you see at first. Find those hidden gems, the people who might not fit in but have the qualities that really matter.
You can just feel the shock in that dealership. The other salespeople who mocked him, they're watching in disbelief.
Yeah, imagine that. You just saw the guy you blew off by a luxury car like it was nothing. And then he offers a dream job to the only person who treated him right. It's a lesson in humility.
And a lesson in what happens when you judge people before you know them.
Exactly.
So what happens next? Does Jordan take the
Yeah.
job? Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
Right. Like something out of a movie. But it shows you something. Little acts of kindness, just being a decent person, it can have a real impact.
And create opportunities you never even thought of.
Totally.
So did Jordan take the job? The articles didn't really say what happened to them after that.
Yeah, they leave it open-ended.
Which is kind of cool when you think about it.
Right. Lets you imagine what could have happened.
Exactly. Maybe Jordan's a top salesperson at Tesla now. Or maybe they went into design engineering. Who knows?
That's what I love about this story. It makes you think about the possibilities in every interaction, in every person you meet. You just never know what could lead to something amazing.
But it also makes you think about all the times we might have missed out. Because we judged someone too quickly.
Oh yeah, for sure. This story is a big reminder that judging a book by its cover, you know the saying, it can make you miss out on connections, on potential. We need to be more open, more curious, see the value in everyone, even if they don't fit the mold.
And before Musk leaves the dealership, He says something to everyone. He says, judging people by their appearance is easy. It's lazy. But seeing past that, treating people with respect no matter what, that's the mark of real character.
It's so simple, but it really hits home.
Like he's saying, you can let your assumptions control you, or you can choose to be better.
Exactly. And that choice to see beyond what's on the surface, that's what shapes our interactions, our experiences. It's what lets us connect with people on a deeper level, understand each other better, and create a better world, really.
So what does this all mean for us? Most of us aren't billionaires going undercover like that. How do we use this in our daily lives?
That's the question, isn't it? And I think the answer's in those small moments. How we treat the person making our coffee, the cashier at the store, even a stranger on the street.
It's about choosing to be kind, to be respectful.
Yeah, to see the humanity in everyone, to
Right.
stop those automatic judgments and really try to connect with people. You never know. That person you ignore today could be the next Elon Musk or the next Jordan, just waiting for someone to give them a chance.
This whole thing really gives you a lot to think about. Appearances can fool you. Potential can be anywhere. And in the end, it's our actions, our choices that show who we really are.
And that's a powerful thought to leave with, don't you think?
Yeah.